We're pleased to have with us today Dr. King.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Dr. King, we believe that your experience and your training and your dedication to the realization of having all men live in a free society, that you can provide us with some ideas, some methods, some techniques, some words of wisdom as to how we might achieve that and those goals in America. And one of the things we'd like to ask you to discuss with us is, what is the particular problem which confronts the Negro in the South today in the efforts to obtain freedom and first-class citizenship?
Well, I think the biggest problem that the Negro confronts in the South today is the continued existence of a system which stares him in the face almost every day, saying you are less than, you are not equal to. And I refer to the system of segregation. The tragedy of the system of segregation is that it not only harms one physically and makes for physical inconveniences, but it does something to the soul. It gives the segregator a false sense of superiority, and it leaves the segregated with a false sense of inferiority. So that this is one of the things that, and probably the major problem that the Negro confronts in the South in his struggle for freedom and human dignity, the continued existence of this system and the resistance of forces that are not really in line with the struggle for freedom, forces that are enemies to democracy. So that on the one hand there is a system, on the other hand there is a strong resistance of forces that would say they will never comply with the law of the land. And their legislative halls ring loud with such words as interposition and nullification, so that we see this defiance. Now, I don't want to give the impression that there has been no progress in this area. Certainly, the system is gradually breaking down, and this, I think, is a very hopeful sign. And as the system breaks down, it makes it better, and it makes it possible, in a greater sense, for the Negro to achieve the freedom which is his aim and his goal.
Have there been, Dr. King, any historical facts within the past decade which you would say has been most effective in strengthening the Negro's zeal for achieving first-class citizenship?
Yes,
For instance, the Supreme Court decision.
Sure.
Is an important historical factor.
I think so. I think the Supreme Court's decision of 1954 did a great deal to give the Negro a new sense of hope and also a new sense of dignity and self-respect. I think this was one of the greatest forces in this decade, or certainly in this century, to give the Negro a new determination and a new inner sense of dignity and a new sense of destiny. Not only that, I think world opinion, the rolling tide of world opinion has had a lot to do with the new sense of dignity of the Negro. The fact that you've had an independent struggle in so many countries in Asia and so many countries in Africa, I think gave the Negro a new sense of worth. And all of these forces have conjoined to make for a real sense of hope and a real sense of dignity on the part of the Negro.
It's interesting to many of the students of the problem of minority groups in this country that the Supreme Court decision, as it seeks to remove segregation from the schools of the South, does not deal with something of a counterpart in northern communities. And that is that unless we are quite careful to break down the racial ghettos which exist in the North, that the North has the real potential of having a more firmly entrenched segregated school system based on neighborhood segregation than the South. Now, does that suggest some particular approaches for northern communities?
I think so. I think it is quite true that in the North you have potential for great racial conflict and certainly a type of segregation that is not legally enhanced but has subtle and hidden forms which in many instances are much more difficult to get at. This housing problem, which is a national problem, is one of the most difficult problems we face in the nation. And I think we have a great responsibility. I mean, all Americans have a great responsibility to seek to eliminate discrimination in public and private housing, because so long as you have that, you will never have truly integrated schools, and you will never have a truly integrated society. No section of the country can boast of clean hands in the area of brotherhood. Some sections are better in the sense that they do not have the problem as intensified as other sections, and some sections are better in the sense that they do not have the system legally endorsed as you do in the South. But at least we do find it in all areas of our nation in some form, and this places before all of us a tremendous moral responsibility, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
One of the
Sleep tonight, and may your dreams be realized. If the thundercloud passes rain, so let it rain, let it rain, rain down on him. So let it rain. So let it rain. Sleep, sleep tonight, and may your dreams be realized. If the thundercloud passes rain, so let it rain, let it rain, rain down on him. So let it rain. Ooh. So let it rain. Sleep, sleep tonight, and may your dreams be realized. Be